Shalom, shalom.
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 Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This non-Messianic conversation. We just doing a little chop it up for a minute and see how this gonna work.
All right. I peep what you said about Adam had the menorah too.
Well, after Adam died, and they had Abel and all of them, they had they was to keep those bodies in that cave, but they had a menorah in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Remember when the angel came and fooled Jared off of the mountain, but he sent another angel back to go in there and put out the lamp.
Okay, I remember you reading that the other day.
Yeah, the lamp is the menorah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What's so funny, AJ?
Nah, just them revelations, cause I don't know nothing. So when he be hitting you with stuff, I just be like, damn, okay.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. It just my mind is still blown, man. My mind is
mine too every day.
Man. When I first heard about the serpent being the Cain seed.
Right.
I was my mom been blown ever since then, man. Just all these revelations, man.
Right.
Yeah, that is one thing that was, see, that's not the craziest thing to me, but that was one of them. And just the reason being because I knew it was something. Cause like I haven't had a good experience with the Gentiles, you know what I'm saying? Like my whole life. So
right.
and I done lived in the Midwest and the South. So just it, no matter where, you know what I'm saying? I knew it was more than, what they say is racism. You know what I'm saying? So when Brother Leonard showed me the perpetual hate, then I'm like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense. But it's my whole thing is, how do you get a Christian to believe that, man? Like they so set in, a reptile, a snake being on its belly or being wrapped around a tree and talking to Eve, and how do you get them to know that the tree of good and evil was actually an angel, evil, you know what I'm saying, Satan, Samuel? How do you know what I'm saying, how do you get them to believe that? And not only that he you know what I'm saying, he consummated, a relationship with Eve, by force, and had Cain. How do you, like, that they gonna fight that all day? They're not gonna believe it. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. I want to have more faith. You know what I'm saying? But they so stuck in that New Testament, man. They think that the New Testament, the Torah and the Tanakh lead all the way up to the New Testament, and it's just, I don't know. And like, because you for real, what helps me believe, you know what I'm saying, when I started understanding everything that Brother Leonard was teaching, you have to understand the beginning.
Exactly. Right.
You have to. If you don't understand the beginning, then it's not gonna make sense. It's not gonna make sense at all. Right. You have to know that's the, that's the serpent, who is the tree of good and evil, and that's Satan. You gotta know that's Cain's lineage. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta it's, oh man, it's a lot.
You can't connect the dots if you don't.
Yeah, man.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, that's how. Like I was just showing you with the when they all the furniture and the furnishings in the temple, he put a spirit on a certain group of men to be able to have a skill to do that. And we see the
Right.
same thing. We see the same thing when they got ready to leave Babylon. He said he poured the spirit out on the Levites, those whose spirit he had raised. Same thing happening right now. That's what Isaiah 44, 1-5 is. So
Right.
when you see he ain't poured the spirit out on them, you ain't got what I mean, why you gonna keep dealing with him?
Right.
You see the
Right.
spirit poured out on him. You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy how you just pointed that out too, because I never noticed that. When it says that, when it says in whom the Lord put wisdom and understanding to know how to work all manner of work for the service of the sanctuary. I didn't really look at it like that. That he had put that he put that spirit on them to be able to have those skills to make everything and put everything in order.
Right. Ain't that something?
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. You be pointing out stuff and it just be right there in your face.
Right. And then you looking for the suffering servant. There he is. You put the spirit on them to do that. They go to suffering servant right there.
Right. Right, man. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so even with something like that, with that example, Brother Leonard, like with Adam, when you look at that Adam was able to name all the animals that Michael created.
Right. Exactly.
It would have had to been the same thing. That's where he got the wisdom and the knowledge from.
Michael put that spirit on Adam to name him.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah. And then another thing, there go the spirit of wisdom right there.
Right.
Michael.
Right. Yeah. The spirit of wisdom ain't no woman.
Nah.
Right. Right. And that right there, what one of the key verses in that Proverbs 8 is where he says, "By me kings reign." Exactly. And so that to me, that's like the most important verse in there. I mean, there's so many others that you can use and dissect, but man, the other verse, and you had read one of them in Psalms too, where Brother Leonard, where it had took down, he said, I take down kings or whatever. I forgot to mark it.
Right, but, yeah, right. I set kings up and I bring them down. That was in
What was that?
He was dealing with Ninjasha when he was dealing with Joseph. Yeah, Joseph, when he was dealing with his brothers.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And to me, and see exactly, because examples like that, to me, that sticks out the most, because I know that the Lord of hosts, he's in charge of, the world, period, but he's in charge of the nations, specifically. So that's something, and then it says, and even it said in 15 and 16, by me kings reign and princes decree justice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then by me princes rule and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's clearly the Lord of hosts.
Oh yeah. And then, like I was saying, they try to trick it off, but in ignorance, because like I said, in his last days, just like he poured the spirit out on in all those other cases, he pouring the spirit out now for us to get to see what they done. So when he says that Gabriel is over Michael, right? Remember we was reading that the other day?
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But when we reading the book of Enoch, Michael is over the best part of mankind.
Right.
Right. So what's the best part of mankind?
Israel.
Then go to Daniel chapter 10. Gabriel said, told Daniel, Michael is your prince. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Say me and him look at the book of life that's in heaven. But Michael is your prince. He ain't none of Michael. He ain't none of Israelite prince. Michael is prince. So how is he greater than Michael? If Michael over Israel. You know what I'm saying?
And Brother Leonard, if Gabriel was in trouble and he couldn't get himself out of what he was in, and Michael had to come, don't that mean Michael's stronger?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like tits on a bullhog now, because we ain't going for that, because we have to go out and rightly divide that.
Rightly divide.
Yeah, they ain't going for that.
Yeah.
Then we just saw he's the fountain of life. He's the tree of life in the garden. So how Gabriel wasn't in the garden? So how is he greater than Michael? He wasn't in the garden. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, yeah.
But you did point out that Gabriel is like he is like Michael's like little, you know what I'm saying, little road dog though, right? Like they go hand in hand, but Michael is still over Gabriel though.
Right, he's second in charge.
Okay.
Michael is under, he's under Gabriel. And it actually connected a lot of dots, because of now that when you understand that Gabriel is pretty much with him everywhere he go. Right. That's who he's talking to. That's who he's talking to. You know what I'm saying? Gabriel is with him in the book of Daniel. When Daniel had a dream, he said, "Make this man understand." He's talking to Gabriel. I mean, he's talking to Gabriel. And then we saw where what's that other verse we was dealing with? Let's come back. Yeah, but we see Gabriel is second in charge. They pretty much Michael and Gabriel connected at the hip.
Yeah, I mean that's what you said the other day. Right. I thought that was real interesting, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me that speaks to the their positions that they got, their titles. Because if Gabriel, if Michael commanded Gabriel, make him understand this vision, so Gabriel got to be that spirit of understanding.
Okay.
Right? So
right.
Okay, right.
Remember, remember Ezekiel chapter 9.
That's what.
I don't know about nobody else, but I was kind of fumbling with that. And then remember a while back, I mean probably last year, I was saying that, the man in linen, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You sitting there thinking that Michael, the one with the linen on, and the other 6 naked. but all of them got linen on. and we just read, well, the Levites, didn't they just put linen on them, fine linen on them?
Right.
Come on.
What's a writer's inkhorn? What is that?
That's just like when they were doing the scrolls, they got an inkhorn.
Okay.
Gabriel, that's the one. Gabriel, the one in Daniel 9. Now that we know what we know, Gabriel, the one with the inkhorn. So Michael went up to the threshold of the house and spoke, just like he did in Daniel. The Gabriel told him, he spoke to Gabriel. He the one with the man clothed in linen. He tell him, go and mark the people, go before the rest of them and mark the people that sigh and cry for Jerusalem. So that's Gabriel.
Okay.
See that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And like I was saying before, now I don't know about nobody else, but you sitting there thinking that, damn, these other 7 angels, they naked? What they got on? Michael got on goddamn linen, so they have to have on linen.
Right.
Yeah. So you got to be able to rightly divide it. The more spirit, the most high information he give you, like those little tidbits we getting from and then those Jewish people with those like the Jewish encyclopedia and all that. That's where all the meat at. Once you wake up, You go there because they're gonna. That's where it's at.
If they only knew.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, let me give you this video, man. I'm gonna deal with it tomorrow on the women's line, but y'all can check it out. This is oh man. Let me get it right quick. It's action packed, bro. Let me see.
You said a Jewish encyclopedia? What Jewish encyclopedia?
Oh, it's got all kind of. We got Jewish encyclopedia. You just Google it.
Okay, you Google it. Okay, I didn't know if you had it. I didn't know if you had like the hard copy or.
Yeah, I got the hard copy too, but I'm just saying you can go on. You can just get familiar with what it is. You can just Google it.
Okay.
But you can go to eBay and type in Jewish encyclopedia too.
Okay. You said it's a lot of meat in those books too.
Yeah, from what we know, when you understand that they didn't tricked everything off.
Okay, got you.
Like we just read, we got that from a Jewish source when it says that Michael and Gabriel was always together.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
And the same with the garden story too. Like even for me the first time seeing Samuel was in like the Talmud or something.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's where all the meat at. Once you get to where we at, see what I'm saying?
Right. Wow.
Yeah, let me get this right quick. Yeah, it's let me see. It's yeah, what I'm gonna do, I just send it to when we get off the line, I'm gonna send it to the messenger. Is that cool?
Right. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I don't see it, man. I think I went to okay. Let me get it. Yeah, anybody got any questions? While I'm doing this? Let me get it.
Oh, Brother Leonard, I do got a question for you that I had ready for the day, because in Judah, in the book of Judah, how he says, where is it? It's number different than in my phone. Okay. So he says, for to me the Lord gave the kingdom, and to Levi the priesthood, and he set the kingdom beneath the priesthood. To me, he gave the things upon the earth. To him, Levi, the things in the heavens. As the heavens is higher than the earth, so is the priesthood of God higher than the earthly kingdom, unless it falls away through sin from the Lord and is dominated by the earthly kingdom. For the angel of the Lord said unto me, he chose Levi rather than me to draw near to him and to eat of his table and to offer him the first fruits and of the choice things of Israel, but I shall be the king of Jacob.
Okay.
And so my question about that is, when I'm looking at Samuel, and I think we had mentioned the other day as far as that he's the high, he was, and when we're looking at the original state of how it was originally made up there, that Michael is the great prince, and then or the king, and then you got Samuel being the high priest, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what
So okay.
Yeah, what we had just read. Remember, we just read. I think you read it in 39. Exodus 39, where the same stones that's on the breastplate is in Lucifer, in Samuel.
Right, and that's in Ezekiel 28, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so Samuel, him wanting to have Michael's spot, he's wanting to, like, you had the priesthood. You were supposed to be good with that. Right. So and then I'm also looking at, he think that his priesthood is higher than what Michael does. Because if he looking at it as like Judah said, for the Lord gave me the kingdom and to him the priesthood, and he set the kingdom beneath the priesthood. And I know they was already in heaven, but I'm thinking that's what Samuel, he's thinking just like this, like my priesthood is above yours.
Well, yeah, right. But the thing about that is, what he did, he was the most beautiful thing it was, and then he had that voice.
Right.
So those things caused them to be puffed up. But another thing I shine a light on, and it was just for people to let it ferment, was, remember what Michael said in Ezekiel 28, right? He said, I saw the day when he fell. He said, I saw you falling, right?
Right.
Well, wasn't it a war in heaven?
Yes, sir.
Before Genesis 1 and 1, it was a war in heaven, right?
Right.
Michael and who? Michael and Satan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's talking about. When he kicked him out, he saw him fall, right? But
right.
What did he say? In the day that I set you so.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So he was created. He wasn't formed.
So Michael created Samuel.
Right. And then you go a little further when it says, and sin was found in you. See what I'm saying? So you're saying, what are you talking about? Yahweh made those 7 angels, ain't no sin been found in them.
Because he formed them. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Lucifer, he made Lucifer, not Yahweh. So he trying to usurp his maker. And so, but one of the things about that, like I was saying about, where I'll be at, man. Like, you saw Prometheus, the movie Prometheus?
with Idris, that new one?
The first one that came out, Prometheus.
No, I haven't seen it.
I don't be watching them horror movies, brother.
What's that?
I don't be watching them horror movies, man.
Stop being scary, man. Stop being scary.
No, it's not a horror movie. It's not a horror movie. It's it's about Prometheus. Remember, it's the one with the ark. They got the big white giants. Those in the space ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's like a mythology, like Greek mythology type.
It's sci-fi.
Sci-fi. Okay. Okay.
So you ever heard of the engineers? Right? They're saying the engineers is a race of beings from outer space that created humans. They was coming to the Earth, the Anunnaki was getting gold, and they created humans, gave them a little more intelligence, turned the apes and gave them a little more intelligence, and they made the human what he is today to mine gold for them. But they kept learning and learning more. But they the ones really endowed them with the intellect that they have. But anyway, on the movie Prometheus, they had built this spaceship that left the Earth, and it took them like 5-6 years to get to where they was going, right, to that planet. And so they had like an android robot on there. They was all in suspended animation in these little chambers for the trip, for the 7-year trip. But they had an android that they had created on the ship, manning the ship for the trip. And his name was David.
The android's name was David?
Yeah. And then you gotta watch it, man. I'm just tipping you off. So then this guy was like he was like 90-something years old, almost 100 years old. He had got old, but he was hiding on. He had built a compartment of a different section on the ship. Nobody knew where it was at except that android David. He was on the ship with them. He had them thinking that he had died, but he was on the ship with them. He wanted to meet those engineers, but he had everybody thinking he wasn't. He was dealing with them in holograms. Well, anyway, he got into a conversation with the android. That's the part I want you to watch. How he conversated with him. So when you understand that, eventually, David, the android, had gotten in his mind to usurp him. He thought he had got, he thought being that he was a robot and he had all this information and how he acquired the information, he had superseded his creator. So that's what you get. So when you understand that Michael is the one that made Samuel. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So to get the bigger picture, Yahweh formed these 7 angels, right?
Right.
But Michael was the first one he formed, right?
Right.
He created. Michael means he's the creative spirit. He's Yahweh's creative spirit. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it wasn't but 7 angels formed, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
The rest of them was what?
Created.
See that? Who was the first one?
Michael.
Samuel. Yeah, created.
Yeah. See that?
Oh, okay.
So who came to the earth? The 200. They was what? Created. See what I'm saying? And go back to what Michael said. Till sin was found in you. Even to this day, when ain't no sin been found in those 7 that was formed by Yahweh. The drama came with Michael did with, you know what I'm saying, in the creation part of it.
So is it Yahweh created Michael, right? Did Michael? What'd you say?
Yeah, go ahead. You're right.
Okay. And so did Michael help Yahweh create the other 6, or Yahweh created all 7?
No, he formed all 7, and then they was formed by the hands of Yahweh. So that's when you say form, that's personal. You know, like when you make a sculpture when you make a sculpture with clay, it's personal because you formed it, you put your hands on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's the difference in us. That's the reason why we so much more superior than everybody else in talent and everything else, because we was formed.
We was formed by Michael when he created Adam.
Right.
Okay. And then y'all just said that my bad, I'm a little slow. Y'all said that Michael created Samuel and those other basically Samuel and his priesthood.
Yeah, well, him and the Mildreds and angels, they was created.
Okay.
The Mildreds and angels were created. Only the 7 was formed.
Okay, got you.
By the self-existing one, he formed those 7.
Okay, got you. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Right.
So those first 7 are holy angels, right, Brother Leonard?
Right. Yeah, they was formed. And like I was saying before, they got he formed them in his likeness, and so like he formed them from fire. So when he says the eyes of the Lord go to and fro on earth, wherever they're at and what they see, he can see.
Right, got you.
We see that in Exodus chapter 3. When he lit on a bush in the form of a fire because that's his pure essence. And then it says Yahweh in heaven looking through the fire at Moses. And so that's what he wanted. That's what he was doing, drawing Moses to close enough to get to where he was at. Then Yahweh spoke through the fire to Moses. But Michael the one there where Yahweh spoke through the fire because they could do that with themselves. And he spoke to Moses.
So it was Michael and Yahweh in the bush, or was Michael on the side?
No, Michael was there.
Michael was there.
He's the fire. He's the fire.
Okay.
And because of that same fire, Yahweh is a consuming fire, right?
Right.
So from himself, he made 7 angels. So the same fire that the Lord of hosts is, came from Yahweh. So he's able to see whatever they see.
Right.
So when Moses got close enough, Yahweh spoke through the fire to him.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Man. Yes, it's so interesting, man. Dang.
And so like I was saying before, when you saying what you talking about? When the prophet he tell the prophet like he did with Balaam, don't worry about what you're gonna say. Just go where I tell you to go. When he get there, what happened? He speak through him to the people. That's why he telling them, don't worry about what you're gonna say. When you get there, I'm gonna do the talking. I'm gonna speak through you and do the talking. And so you say, what are you talking about? That's what Yahweh doing with them.
Right.
Damn.
Right. That's deep.
That's real deep.
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
That's a lot.
And that's where the fear come in that we not. Remember when it said Samuel came to Bethlehem and they said, come peaceably. Are you coming peaceably? Right?
Right.
Because what I'm saying, when you gotta imagine looking at that. A man standing there talking to you, and you done dealt with him before, but you ain't seen him talk like that. You know it ain't none of him. You know there's something else going on.
Right.
That's why they say the spirit of God is in them because of that. They see that. They see that he's being overtaken. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something else is in him that's speaking in him. Oh yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they put fear in them. That's why they were scared of a true prophet. They were scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Even with the dreams, the angel had to enter into them to give him the dream, and then once the angel entered into him, it sucks all his energy out. That's why he says I'm weak and he fell on the ground. He asked him, Gabriel to strengthen me because he just entered into him, gave him a dream. Now there's no more strength in him. He said, I fell limp on the ground. Yeah.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Ain't that something?
It's a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot, man.
And that's what's getting ready to happen. Negroes gonna start. He gonna start speaking to Negroes, and they ain't seen that.
Wow.
He ain't taking no chances. When the time comes, he gonna start speaking to me, like I was saying before about information being you gobbling up information. You gobbling up for a reason because when it's time, he gonna recall the information. He the one made it.
Right.
If I won't forget this verse? Hell no, he gonna bring it up.
Right.
Come on.
Man.
Ain't that something?
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. Dang, man.
Yeah. Now that is deep too, because I got better at it, but I have been stressing myself out with that, like not you know, earlier on, not being able to understand the beast or explain, you know, the four beasts. I was frustrated at first, you know what I'm saying, like early on, but for one, it take time to keep studying, but then like you said, like anytime it's been like I've had to talk to somebody, or my mom would call me with questions or something like that. I might be just getting off work, like no books or nothing like that. Don't even know what I'm about to say. But some of that stuff I can't even remember what I said, but I know it was the Lord of hosts though.
Right. Like that song?
Right, yes, sir.
Yeah, he's gonna recall it. Oh yeah, he's gonna recall it because it's detrimental. You see what I'm saying? It's detrimental that whoever you talking to get the information. So he's gonna recall it. He's gonna bring it back up. He's gonna recall it. When you reading it, like back to the zeal part of it. When you sitting there with zeal from the Most High and you reading something, it's being etched in your head.
Right.
So what I'm saying?
Yeah, you right about that. You're not lying about that.
It's gonna be recalled. It's gonna get recalled. Even if he sent someone else and talk to you, it's gonna what you read and what you studied. When the person is talking, it's gonna connect because he gonna bring it back to your memory.
Yeah.
He's gonna that's for you. And like I was saying, if that ain't happening, y'all ain't in it. Something up.
True.
Yeah, I had brought that up and then took it back. Hold on 1 minute. Let me get this again.
So when we got ran out of the land in 143 BC, and we migrated to West Africa, right?
Yeah.
Like so from there, like we just did we just become an evil nation? We stopped keeping our laws. Like what I would like to know, like because I'm so interested in the timeline. You know what I'm saying? The hidden timeline. You know how it got all the way up to the Maui empires and all the Israelite empires. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm interested in all that, even though that's probably all that information is like hidden from us, but I was wondering if you know what I'm saying, all the books you didn't read, you know what I'm saying, and that I need to go read, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you have like something to say about that, Brother Leonard? Just like in between 143 BC all the way up until, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they tried to beat us, and then they got sacked in 70 AD by the Giants, right?
Yeah, Rome did.
Yeah, Rome, and then they had a passage. They had a passage to a safe passage to Spain, right?
Right.
But what was we doing from when we got kicked out of the, like we was just waiting on the curses to be become on us, or
prophecy. But that's what I'm saying. When you go back and look at African history, West African history, them Israelites. That history started when we was kicked out of the land. But like I said, they saying it's African history, but it's our history. Right. All them empires, great empires they talking about that was in West Africa, them Israelites.
And all of them are Israelites.
Right. Then the curses caught up with us.
Okay.
In 1519, the prophecy let's see.
Deuteronomy
28, verse 68.
Oh, yeah.
The ships come.
Oh, right.
It overcame us. Like now. Isaiah 44, 1-5. It overtook us. We was here over here. We awakened now, and we having this conversation because of Deuteronomy, because Isaiah 44, 1 through 5. He said he's gonna pour his spirit out on us in the last days. He done it. And we waking up.
Right.
Yeah, but like I was saying, this I mean, I think I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it, man. I'm gonna have to print this out again, but I got this was jumped me off, man. This was miraculous. I got this I was in Shreveport, Louisiana, right? Hungry. I was in this bookstore, man, walking through this bookstore, and then I went back in the corner, and I looked up. I saw this book sticking out, and I said, I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know shit then, and I saw this book sticking out, and I got the ladder, and we got on the ladder and pulled it out, and it was this book right here, Edom, the prophecies of Obadiah.
Prophecies of Obadiah.
Yeah, this you gotta get this, man. I'm gonna have to I got a copy of it, because what happened was this other dude, both of us was in there, and I had got like 5 or 6 different books. I had got one about Horus, how they said the dude was breaking down how Horus is Jesus and all that. So I had like 5 different books. And then when we got back to the room, we got back to the motel, he tried to say that that book, Edom and the Prophecies of Obadiah, was his. So I said, no, man, I got the book, dog. That was the devil right there. So I said, no,
so hold on. So you bought it, and then the dude that you was sharing a room with or whatever tried to say it was his book?
Yeah, he tried to say it was his. So what I did was I got a copy of it. You know, like we made copies of each page, and I got my own in this. I got in a folder with the what they call those papers, the clear paper, the clear laminated paper.
Laminated, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You slide the sheets in there, yeah. So I had to make my own. I made my own copy. So in order for y'all to get one of these, I have to make another one. Print them out. Sheet paper. It's 2 folders. You got to print them out. You know what I'm saying? One. But anyway,
how many pages is it?
Oh man, it's a whole bunch.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, let me show it to you. Okay, here it is. See, that's one.
Dang.
That's the first book right there. Then here go the other one. This the guy right here, the author. Like I was gonna tell AJ, you might want to search him out, man, because I was trying. He had wrote another book that I was trying to peep out, but then as my money was funny, so I tried to. When I finally got the money to get, I got paid. And I went to get the book. It was gone. It was just one book on that on eBay, and it was gone. But
wow.
Yeah, his name, let me see. Let me get it. His name, let me get it. I'm gonna spell it out, man. It's
yes, sir.
HODAMYAH.
HODA.
No, he Edomite, ain't
he? HODAMYAH.
MYAH.
Right.
Holdamaya?
Yeah.
Holdamaya?
Yodamaya.
You said Zodamaya?
Yoda.
Okay.
HODAMYAH. Ben, BEN, Ben Melchizedek.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, like I said, man, he disappeared off the scene, man. He's like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta see that. You gotta look at the information first. When you see when you see the information. I mean, this is like way back in the 70s, man. So he he was ahead of the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how long you've had that book?
Oh yeah, this is the first one I got. This is one that brought. This one with
Dang.
Yeah. This was a miracle. Like I said, I was told. I walked in that it was a bookstore where I met the lady on base at the Fort Polk, it was right down the way I live, and she got a black bookstore, but our bookstore is in Shreveport, but she come to down there where we at and sell books in the commissary, and so she said she gave me a call and said that she had a bookstore in Shreveport, so they had me. I was working down there for my job. We had a motel room, and so I said, let me go check out. So we rolled over there. And looking around, man, and as like I said, I walked back in the back and I seen that book sticking out, and I'm like, what's up with this? I got up there and got it, and it said the prophecies of Obadiah, man. And I was like,
wow.
I had no idea then, but when I was reading it, that's when it started. He's showing you how, the Israelites, came down. They left Israel. And they came down and they went down to the south and came back up and came to West Africa. You know what I'm saying? And then some of them went across to the top, and then they stayed there for when they said Assyria. They saying Assyria is America, but Assyria is at the top of Africa. It was up there, and it's a place. It was boxed in by the Sahara Desert. So they stayed there for a long time. Then they finally trickled through. They figured out ways to get through the Sahara Desert, and they trickled through there. And that's how they came to West Africa from that way. But a group of them came from the bottom, from South Africa, and came up. But they all ended up in Negro land. See what I'm saying? But the Edomites knew that. That's why when they released the slaves in 1619, they came right to Negro land.
They knew They knew exactly where to go.
They had been monitoring us all the whole time.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, the name of that video is Lucifer's Bloodline Rules the World.
Oh, I remember that. That sounds familiar. Lucifer's Bloodline Rules the World.
Yeah, check it out, man. Look at, and then we're gonna chop it up.
That's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it go back to what I was telling you about what we know, and this is coming from Jewish, you know what I'm saying, literature.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're gonna say it's stole, but we know that it's like so many light bulbs going off when you listen to it.
Right. I bet.
Mm-hmm.
I bet. So what? My bad. What's the name of it again? Lucifer's
Bloodline Rules the World.
Okay, Lucifer Bloodline Rules the World. Okay.
They say that they told us the Garden of Eden was a fable, a woman, a serpent, and the fruit. So they know the serpent knocked Eve off.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, man.
That's how to understand the scriptures, and then like they say, you'll see that it's a serpent, it's a race, it's a people on earth from Lucifer that's on earth. They don't want you to know that. That's why I say that's why they hoodwinked it and hid them in the story of Noah, saying that Noah had 3 sons, but Noah ain't had but 1 son. Right.
The wickedness, man. The wickedness.
Yeah. And then they making these scenarios, but it's the truth. But he's trying to throw you in the cross and saying that could it be? Check it out. Could it be that the world is worshiping a man from Satan's seed? From let me see how he say that. I can't remember how he said it, but he said that could the world be worshiping a man from Satan's Satan's seed, and some had to do with Esau. But like I was saying, that's who JC is.
I was gonna say, are they talking about Jesus?
Yeah. So he's saying the
world, man.
The serpent then got the whole world worshiping him, his seed.
Yeah,
that's who
right.
That's who JC is. And then and like I said, but how you rightly divide that is Caesarian. Julius Caesar is an Edomite, and Cleopatra was an Edomite, and they had Caesarian. Caesarian is JC. That's what they predicated off of Horus, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, but the actual guy that came was Caesarian. Came to Jerusalem.
The nonsense, man.
Well, yeah.
The nonsense.
Then you look at the Prince Charles and all them, and Queen Elizabeth. They say that they come from they descendants from the pharaohs and the king and the David's lineage. So that's Caesarian. You know what I'm saying? And then they made him. They put him in Matthew, and put him in David lineage.
Typology.
Yeah, typology. Right.
Typology, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ain't that something?
That's something. That's wickedness.
You gotta watch it though, man. It's a doozy. You gotta watch it. Like I say, maybe 4, 5, 6 years ago, you probably would have turned it off. But thank God, Most High filled you up. Oh yeah, bro.
Right.
It's a masterpiece. That's what it is.
I found a old video too that I think you had played it before in one of your older classes, but it was a video about the 100,000 Giant War by Gary Wayne. Remember
exactly.
Right, yes, sir. I had found that a while ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when we got off the other day. Yeah, that I was like, because I knew you had played a video about that, and then it was a video. I remember the video was part 2. I hadn't been able to find it again, but it was about the giants in Egypt. Like the video was proof that the Egyptians were giants. People don't.
Oh yeah. You talking about Egypt, the land of the giants, part 1 and 2.
Right. Yep. Yes, sir.
Right.
I hadn't been able to find that video again, but I remember it had so much information because when I found out the Mizraim and who they is, I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Have you heard of this brand new?
Yeah. Or just type in the search block on YouTube, Egypt, the land of the giants. It should come up.
Leonard, you opened my eyes to giants, man. I used to think I just never knew that it was that many giants back then, man.
Yeah, right. So when you understand it, how many wicked spirits it is too.
Right. I just
that been from Cain all the way up till now. Yeah, that's a lot of people. That's crazy.
Man. I mean, we just got the story of David and Goliath, and we just thought that Goliath was the only giant. You know what I'm saying? But the more and more I listen to your lessons, man, and I get the visual now. Like they was everywhere, man.
Right.
They was everywhere, man. So
yeah, that's like I was sitting there. I got a bunch of. I mean, like I probably got about 2,000 some like posters I made because I used to do a lot of videos where I can live when I had the posters in the background.
Yeah.
And so I got this lady to make a poster of the 7 angels. Like that's when it hit me. I said, damn, all of them got linen on. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something that simple, you know what I mean?
Right.
I say, well, damn, all of them. So, you got to rightly divide that. Oh, yeah. But let me play a little bit of this. This is the real story behind Lucifer and Eve in the Eve Forbidden Union.
And Eve. They taught you Eden was a simple morality tale, a woman, a snake, a piece of fruit. They lied. Eden was no children's story, it was a crime scene. In the shadows of that primordial garden, something unholy happened, something so damning that organized religion has spent millennia trying to bury it. The real original sin wasn't a bite of an apple. It was sex, a seduction by a being of immense evil. The serpent in the Garden of Eden did not just tempt Eve, he took her. Lucifer himself, in the guise of the serpent, had sex with Eve. And from that forbidden union, an offspring was conceived, the first human born of infernal blood. Sound insane? Ancient records and secret texts say otherwise. In fact, some of the oldest writings whisper this very secret. Early Jewish tradition flat out claims Adam was not the father of Cain. Instead, Eve had been seduced by Samael, identified as the serpent, the devil himself. Let that sink in. The first murderer, Cain, was not Adam's son at all, but the spawn of Satan.
Wow.
This is the explosive premise that's been suppressed for ages, dismissed as heresy, locked away in hidden archives. But it's there in scripture fragments, in banned gospels, in the rituals of secretive cults. In this documentary, we're ripping open that hidden history. We'll expose how forbidden scriptures, from lost biblical translations to Gnostic gospels, describe an act so profane it would upend everything we think we know about good and evil. We'll follow the serpent's bloodline as it slithers through history, a lineage of damned souls, secret societies, and elite families who may carry the seed of Satan in their veins. And we'll confront the ultimate shocker, evidence that the very God worshipped by billions might be entangled in this primordial conspiracy, a staggering possibility hinted at in suppressed texts the church doesn't want you to read. No fluff, no warm-up, we're diving straight into the abyss. Brace yourself. This is the forbidden story of the Garden of Eden, the one that gets you labeled a heretic or a madman for even talking about. If you stick around, you'll never see the book of Genesis or human history the same way again. This is whistleblower-level truth, drawn from the pages of leaked scriptures and declassified occult archives. The serpent's secret is out, and it changes everything. The hidden chapter of Eden, ancient texts of a demonic seduction. From the very first pages of Genesis, clues to a darker interpretation have glinted like a serpent's eye, unnoticed by the pious, but not by all. While Sunday school taught us Eve innocently munched on a magic apple, ancient writings in dusty scrolls and banned gospels tell a far more visceral tale. According to these sources, the fruit was simply a metaphor, a polite veil over an act of carnal knowledge. In plain terms, Eve had intercourse in the garden, and it wasn't with her husband. It was an act of adultery, and her partner in sin was the Nachash, the shining serpent. Don't take my word for it, listen to the long-silenced voices of antiquity. The Gnostic Gospel of Philip, a scripture the early church tried to burn out of existence, couldn't be more blunt. First adultery came into being, afterward murder. And he, Cain, was begotten in adultery, for he was the child of the serpent. Stop and read that again. Cain, the first murderer, was the child of the serpent.
Okay, let's stop it right there. So what we'll do, if y'all want to come on tomorrow, we'll chop it up after y'all watch it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That'll work. That'll work. That's crazy.
Is that something?
Yeah, like this video needs to get out.
Oh yeah.
This video needs to get out, man.
That's something?
Oh my gosh.
Like I say, is the crazy part about it is this one-on-one. Negroes get bent out of shape on this shit. You know what I mean? This beginners. In 2025, this beginners. Beginners shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once we supposed to know it, right?
Oh yeah.
Because Genesis 6 though. Wait, say that again, Brother Leonard.
You can't read the scriptures if you don't understand that what happened when the garden was with Cain.
That's what I was saying earlier, man. You have to get the beginning.
And
Right.
then
How are you
and
passing?
once you get that, then like I said, when you get to Esau, bam.
Exactly. Like you connect them dots, man.
You say it's not far fetched when once you see what happened in the garden. Then you get to Esau.
Exactly.
It's obvious what happened.
Exactly, man. Yeah,
Ain't that something?
that's a lot.
It makes
Yeah.
sense because of Genesis 6 though, because Genesis 6 they make it, it's a more clear what happened right there. So if it happened in Genesis 6, then we know that it's possible that the angels, we got the same body parts as them.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. We made in their image. They ain't made in our image.
Right. And another thing about that too, they they talk about it's the Most High, but then they say the Most High don't got no body or nothing. So how we made in the Most High image?
Right. Yeah. That's Ezekiel chapter
Chapter 1, ain't it?
Yeah, somebody can read it. 26, 27, 28.
Oh,
Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 26. And so what you're going to find out is that these prophets were spot on because they go out their way to explain stuff to you. Like I said when in chapter 10, when he says he saw a man, a certain man, clothed in linen, girded about with a golden girdle, he's telling you exactly what you're looking at. But we've been looking over that. But yeah.
Right.
Then we come to find out that's what David got on. Golden linen with a golden girdle wrapped around. David he operates just like him. Okay, come on.
And the Levites.
Oh, yeah.
The verse, Brother Leonard, it says, and above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above it. And I saw as the color of amber, fire around it, and from the appearance of his loins upward and the appearance of his loins downward, it was as the appearance of fire. So
okay,
that's a humanoid form.
Right. So do the angel have a loins?
Right.
And do a man have loins?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's the image right there. So we saw where Cain killed Abel, and then Adam had another son in his likeness. Right?
Right.
Now read it again. 27, 28.
And I saw, and above the firmament was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone, and upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above it.
The same likeness with Adam had a son in his likeness. Same likeness. So right there, he's showing you that the angels, mankind, all of them is like this image right here.
Right.
Okay, yeah. I guess so.
Right. I read that to a few brothers.
Except he don't have no flesh on him.
Right.
No flesh.
Right.
He's consuming fire.
Consuming fire. So the angels ain't the holy angels, they're fire too, but they have flesh. They have flesh on them though.
Right. They're able to shapeshift and all that, but he's a consuming fire. So you can't deal with him. That's how we know Michael is who he is, because of those seven angels. He can't deal with mankind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He can't, because he's gonna automatically reach out and burn you up. His essence.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
So when you write about it, like I was saying, in the same chapter, it tells you what's in the cloud is him and the four angels. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel. So the cloud on top of the mountain So when Moses went up in the cloud, who Moses met? The Lord came and told him, go back down there and tell him to put borders around this mountain. Yahweh up here.
Right.
So,
Man.
you don't see that, but from writing about the scriptures, you see exactly what's going on.
Right.
So Moses went up there and he dealing with the Lord of hosts. He told him, go down there and tell him to put borders around this mountain. Don't try to peek through here and gaze in there to see because it ain't the same. It ain't the same none of them. It ain't business as usual. my boss with us.
Right. So on Mount Sinai when Moses went up there, it was Moses, it was Yahweh and all seven of the angels, or was it just Yahweh and Michael?
Go to Exodus 28, I think. Let's see. Go ahead. Exodus 22.
Exodus 22.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get some confirmation,
It's all good. It's all good.
And Moses said unto the Lord, the people cannot come up to the Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying.
No, that ain't it. Let me get it right quick.
Okay.
It may be 24. Yeah, 24. 24 verse 10.
Verse 10.
Yeah. Start at 9.
Okay. Verse 9. And it says, then went up Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet as it were a paved work of a sapphire stone.
That's Ezekiel, what we just read. Ezekiel chapter 1, 27. What he on the paved sapphire stone? Ezekiel chapter 1, 26, 27, 28.
That's Yahweh, right?
Right, keep going. We're gonna read that.
Okay.
10.
Okay. And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet as it were a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness.
That's
and
7.
Okay. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand. Also, they saw God and did eat and drink.
Yeah. So see that? So they saw Yahweh standing there on the sapphire stone and the 7 angels out in front of him. They saw in the clearness. Smoke and everything was gone. They saw the 70 elders and Moses and them saw Yahweh and the 7 angels. 7 angels right.
Okay. That's that must have been a beautiful sight, man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. So yeah, they saw him. And so like I was saying, so they let you know he wasn't just Yahweh up there. So when Moses came up, the Lord of hosts is the one been dealing with him all the time. He's the one caught him up in the cloud. Then he told him, put borders down around this mountain. Yahweh up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. And notice how what you just read. The 70 elders, Joshua and Moses, them, they saw him and they liked it and they did eat. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Genesis 18. What did Abraham do? Abraham, when the 3 angels came to him, what Abraham did? Ran to the herd and fixed the calf, tender and good, made cakes, and went out there and gave it to them under the tree, and they did eat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They ain't eat with Yahweh.
Right. Right.
Understand? Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we're gonna pick this up tomorrow.
Right. Yes,
Let's
sir.
do it.
Everybody good?
Yeah, we good.
We good.
Yeah, we gonna. I gotta figure out to give me a little intro on here, but yeah, we're gonna get it right.
All right. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna say shalom, shalom, and another shalom. I highly recommend that you get this book and you read it because it's a must that you understand who God head is in the order that's in the Old Testament and Tanakh, because it's not the same as in the New Testament. And when you read this and you get an understanding, then the scriptures open up, and then you begin to understand. So I highly recommend that you get this book. It's the Elohim of Israel, and it's a breakdown on the word Elohim and who the God of Israel is and the Godhead.